Hey, what's happening, YouTube? How's it going, everybody? Well, it is that time of year. It's the time of year where I got to close up the tarp to keep the fish room or the fish corner a little bit warmer over the winter months. If you don't already know, or if I've never mentioned it, I don't think I have, my wife really isn't too into my fish keeping hobby. I don't know if she thinks it's a waste of time or money or combination of the two. She just doesn't get it. She doesn't get my fascination with fish breeding and fish in general. But she mentioned one day, she's like, you should probably look into aquaponics. Aquaponics is pretty cool, and you can use all that water to at least grow something useful for the family. And so I wasn't really interested in that, but I did do some research online. I came across this guy, Brooklyn St. Michael at the School of Aquaponics. Uh, his enthusiasm is so contagious, man. He's going to make you want to do it too, believe me. He's got great information, great enthusiasm, and his videos and presentations are awesome. Just really, really inspired me to think about it and get a plan together. So right here, I have my rack set up for breeding. The bottom rack down here is going to be way too low for aquaponics because the fish tanks have to be a little bit higher. And that's about 9 inches off the floor. I'm never going to get a sump or anything to drain properly that low. But I can use the top 2 racks. So what I'll do is I'll switch those 2 little tanks up there that I use for grow out tanks and for breeding. And I'll flip them down to the bottom and put that 20 gallon back up top. That'll give me 20, 40, 60, 70, 100 gallons. So 2 20s. So that'll be 100 gallons. Might want to beef up the gallons a little bit. That'll flow into a system. I'm going to wall this whole thing off, which I've always wanted to do, and expand it a little bit. Maybe even sneak in a fish tank or 2. My wife doesn't know what she started. So we're going to wall it off. I kind of chalk outlined here kind of my basic idea. So the top 2 racks will drain down, and in this corner where all this pile of stuff that's going to end up in the attic is, I'll put a trickle filter, what they call a swirl filter, to remove solids, and see if I can squeeze a mineralizer in there. All in this area here, so everything will flow. It's already plumbed, to plumb out. So I'm wasting all that water anyway. My wife's probably pretty brilliant in suggesting that I shouldn't keep wasting all this water. So we'll disconnect that flow, and we'll have these top 2 tanks flow this way to where they'll go through the filterization, trickle filter for extra biological and mechanical filtration, then a swirl filter to remove some solids, as well as a mineralizer to denitrate the water, I guess you would say. Basically break down the nitrogen to unlock other nutrients, macro and micronutrients for plants in order to get them to produce fruit, because I do want more than just lettuce. So we'll have that here, and then we'll put a sump in this area here. Now I have to do all the calculations for flow rates, sump size, fishing stock sizes, and all that already, but we'll put the sump right here. That way I can tee it up and send water back to the tanks, and so send water this way to the grow beds, where I'll have an NFT system vertically on the wall, and do some lettuces up there, then ending here at a drain and fill bed. And then along this wall right here, I can either put more NFT vertical towers, or I could put a rack for microgreens, or a rack for nursery. I was kind of seeing how big another 4-foot rack would be to stick in there. And then I decided against it because I would want it on the other side, closer to where the flow is going to come around this way, and then drain back around that way. So all the water coming in will be pressurized, flowing this way, and all the draining will be going back that way to the sump, and then pumped out to the tanks and such. But it's in its planning stages. Don't know if it'll work. Don't know if it's going to cringe upon or encroach upon my fish keeping habits, because they really don't care about nitrates in aquaponics. You want to load it up with nitrates, and that's just something I'm not used to. in far as fish keeping. You want to keep all those parameters down, even nitrates. You don't want them above 20 to, want them 20 to 40. So that's going to be taking a little getting used to, but still doing the research. And if you go check out Brooklyn St. Michael, the Aquaponics God at the School of Aquaponics, rather, the schoolofaquaponics.com. I'll leave a description or a link to get to it in the description. Go check him out. He's fun to watch even if you're not going to do it. He's just really enthusiastic about aquaponics. Has been doing it for a while and has some really killer systems and great little videos with animations and things that are just really contagious, and it's bound to inspire any of you. So maybe in spring I'll have a new project coming up, but it's really to sneak in more fish tanks. Comment, rate, and subscribe. We'll catch you all next time.